Welcome to Blood Bowl, everybody, and we have the third round with the Nurgles leftover, the coach being Dust Off, and looks like they are already, oh, that guy doesn't quite have his helmet on yet. I don't think he can quite figure out how to put it on there, but the mummies seem to be ready. Oh, they don't even have helmets. I don't know what they're going to do. Alright, well, and they're going to be versus Seattle Slither. Bunch of them. None of them have helmets there. I guess they just have thick enough heads. Though those little guys, they might need them. Oh, they got them under their arms there. They don't seem to know how to use their helmets either. But anyway, right. Well, this is going to be this could be a very interesting game because you have the player who is in the lead, which is Dust Off. That's the Nurgle's leftovers, versus the Seattle Slithers, who are in last. So. This could be a boring game where one just runs over the other, or it could be, it could be an upset. I'm kind of hoping that we see a lot from the Seattle Slithers because of the fact that it'll make the game much more interesting, and I'd like to see that kind of upset where the team in last beats the team in first. But we're going to have to see. Right now, Nurgle's leftover is really trying to figure out where they want their players. They're kind of moving them all over the place there. And now Seattle Slithers has to get their guys in place. Looks like they can't quite decide where they want their guys either. There we go. They're going to be on a strong right. The Nurgle's leftovers are going to kick it off. It's going to be a blitz. Oh, Nurgle's leftovers, the Undead are going to have, yeah, they got a jump on it, so they are going to be running out first. And they are getting first blood. Stunning one of the Lizardmen right off the bat. Well, it looks like it's already going in favor of Nurgle's leftovers, but now the Seattle Slithers have the ball. Let's see what their little lizard guys can do with it. Come on, skink. Oh, we're missing the action here. And it looks like their rolls aren't quite as well. Seattle Slithers have really had a lot of bad luck. They have been in last this whole season, but if you've been watching, it's mostly because their rolls have just been absolutely atrocious. It really hasn't been much due to the player. So we'll see if his luck changes, and his luck seems to have changed now with that hit. He's going to bring some skinks back. Looks like maybe the Lizardmen are they're going to keep their skinks all together and have the skinks run the ball while the big guys just beat up everybody in the front. It'll be interesting to see how that strategy works itself out. Well, the Undead are stumbling forward as they do. And it looks like they are really opening up that left flank there, which... Oh, well, okay, there we go. So that left flank is now just wide open. They're going to be able to go in and get those skinks back there. I don't know if that was such a wise choice, leaving the skinks to being the ones to defend the ball. But, again, we will see how that plays itself out. And now they're going around that side as well. Looks like the Lizardmen really made themselves stronger in the center and left their sides open, which the Nurgle's leftovers are definitely going to exploit. And here they come running in there. Making that Lizardman right much weaker. Oh! And the bad luck finally comes to Nurgle's leftovers. The Lizardmen are knocking them down. So now let's take a look at what the skinks can do all on their own. Oh. once again. Oh my god. And really, what happened to him? Badly hurt, no long-term effect. But my god, the bad luck just follows these lizardmen everywhere. Is there some kind of magical bad luck? Is there a curse that has taken place on lizardmen? Or did they anger a witch at some point? I'm kind of wondering if that's the case. Now we get Nurgle's leftovers, and you can see it's going to be wide open. I guess he gets a couple skinks on the one. I just can't get over saying that. The ghoul might have trouble getting past there. Excuse me. But now their white comes in, knocks knocked the lizardmen back, but is not destroy. Oh, okay. Well, he's gonna get him off of that ghoul. Oh, the ghoul is gonna get him off of himself. And they haven't quite made it to him. You can see they've made it up there, but they haven't actually taken down the skink yet. So, and they're pushing forward. So the left is not looking good, or the right for the lizardmen, the left for Nurgle's overs. The undead have definitely pushed through and are charging at them, but they haven't gotten them yet, and so maybe the skinks will be able to shift over to our right, their left. We'll see, but now the undead are pushing forward on that side. Oh, they aren't really pushing forward. They're just basically knocking the lizardmen back, so they might have somewhere to guard against. Oh, well, that guy won't be able to guard. At this point, it actually kind of looks like the lizardmen just want to beat them up as much as possible, and let the skinks run around the backfield there. Maybe their strategy might be now to have these gigantic lizards just knock over the undead and put them in their graves for good, so that the entire front is cleared. Oh man! And you can see all the anger and frustration of all their bad luck coming out in a hit like that. And here come the lizardmen coming right back there. What is that actually called? I keep calling it, it's a Saurus. Come the Saurus is back, yeah, and as I thought, the skinks are now going to run around. And they're going to try to create a wall here, I think. Oh, no, okay, little stunty one is running over there to that side. And then, okay, this one's coming back behind the wall. That's what I figured. Oh! And bad luck with the grass. All right, so you guys got to replay that and make it this time. So at least the luck is there. He's got the ball right there and the wall around him. So, yeah, he's coming around more like a box now. So now he's got a proper box. He's going to try to make that box go all the way down there. However, it is a little bit of a weak box because you have a couple of skinks as a couple of the parts of it. So they probably, the undead are probably going to be able to break through this wall, but they won't be able to get to the ball carrier this turn if they go after the wall, because they'll have to use the blitz to take out one of the skinks there. Yeah, as they're doing right now. And then next turn they'll be able to go after the ball carrier, but that does give the Sauruses time to come back at the ghouls. So, here comes the other ghoul. He's not going to be able to go after the ball player. All he can do is guard there. So you're going to have a bit of a melee over here, it looks like. While this melee is going on just in general. I don't know where that skeleton's going, but this melee just continues to carry on. And here comes, what is that, a white? Yeah, the white back there. What are their names, anyway? Stefan the Demon Hunter, I think is what it was. Oh, and check out that horn. Just impaled someone. And now they're going to beat up, oh, with the skink tail there. Beat up on the ghoul, although he's just placed him right where he can go after the skink with the ball. The one thing is that the skink is stinty, so he will be able to, yep, and so he's kind of sending his other lizardmen kind of out in various areas. I don't know exactly where they're going, but he will be able to pull out of there and go into another box if he can create one. Yeah, and their lizardmen are just basically knocking out, Corpse Slicer is stunned, basically knocking out all this undead around there, clearing the area. They are mowing the lawn with them. Oh, and Stunty, there we go, had the ball. I had trouble throwing it, had to re-roll, but managed to throw it, and now the catcher didn't catch it, and the ball is loose out there on the field, with it being the undead turn. I would say that bad luck continues with the Lizardmen. However, I don't know how good these skinks are quite at throwing, so I'm not sure if that was a bad luck or bad call. It was probably bad luck because it was a pretty clear pass there. He should have been able to get... Oh, but he did have the ghoul behind him. That would have actually made it difficult for him. And now the ghoul's knocking the former ball carrier back. And you have... Who is this corpse anyway going around here? Verigard post-mortem. Post-mortem. All right. And the white... Stefan the Demon Hunter. He is Demon Hunter. He's going after the ball. Oh, and he has sure hand, so he's probably going to be able to pick it up. And that zombie headbutts him. It's a zombie headbutt. Those are the worst. I particularly like how the Lizardman coach has kind of figured out, don't use the big guys to try to actually get the ball or doing anything. Oh, Demon Hunter is now KO'd. He will not be getting the ball. He will not be using his sure hands to get the ball and make a touchdown. That is actually a pretty big blow to the Undead, to Nurgle's leftovers. Because even if they manage to get to the ball, they don't have somebody who's as good as picking it up, or who's as good at picking it up. And it looks like the strategy that the Lizardmen have been employing with just basically knocking out Undead all over this area is now working, because you can see how clear it is in this area. You still have them here, but they're about to get hit with the big guy, Krakitkoa. But he is really stupid, apparently, and was not able to go. Oh, and a zombie trip now. It's almost as bad as a zombie headbutt. So yeah, there's just basically this melee going along here, but they have cleared a path over here, and now that path is getting blocked once again as the Undead begin to stand up. So Lizardmen are making up for some of their problems, but now the Undead are coming back at them, and it may just be that the Seattle Slither will not be able to get the ball down the field during their half. But we'll see. Yeah, hey, that was a little bit of good luck for the Lizardman, because he was not able to knock him unconscious. Oh, but the skeleton continues the attack. Does he have... What is that? Is that Rage, or what is it? Thick Skull? Regeneration. Yeah, it must have been another skeleton. I must have missed it. There was another one there. Because, yeah, he should not have been able to attack twice. What is this? Yeah, just Regeneration. Okay. Oh, yeah, and here comes the ghoul coming over to block. Now it's... You can see there's, like, nothing over here on the right side of the field. It is all happening here on the left side. As they know that the ball carrier is going to have difficulty getting over to the other side. And it was clear, but... And now it looks like the large lizards are getting tired as they can only nudge the guy, and the other one gets tripped. Kopek is stunned as he gets tripped by the ghoul. That ghoul is trippy. Alright. And another zombie headbutt takes out a skink. It is not looking good for the Lizardmen once again. The tide is turning against them. They had a clear path, but they were not able to exploit it fast enough, and now the Undead are crowding in on them. That is basically what zombies do. It is basically like an episode of The Walking Dead here. Oh my god! And yeah, you remember that episode from The Walking Dead where the ghoul jumps and kicks him in the face. How's that feeling there, Glenn? Oh, too soon? Okay. Oh, and another knockout. That's the other Saurus. I guess there's one other Saurus, but... And now the big lumbering mummy. That's actually overkill for going after that skink. Look at the size difference there. Oh, man. Oh, nice! But as the skink goes down, he takes him down with him, but he is injured. What is this? Niggling injury adds 1 to any subsequent injury roll. Oh, okay, so, smash knee. Yeah, the guy's name is Luakuk. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing these fantasy names here of the Lizardmen. I have not taken Lizardman at the local community college. In his turn 7, there's only 2 turns left for the Lizardman to get the ball over there. He's going to just spend his time knocking out the Undead. He knocked one out, and then he's going to go after another one. And his Sauruses are going to go cover. I think actually Lizardman's strategy has been pretty sound here for the most part. He's not using his Sauruses to try to get the ball. He's just basically running around with them and knocking into people. And but there's that luck that I'm talking about. The skink goes over to get it, and it's just a Christmas present to the Undead as the ball falls right in front of their ghoul on turn 7. All he has to do is pick that thing up and run into the field, run into the end zone. Well, I don't know why he's even spending some time going, well, I guess in case the ghoul drops it, but it's about to be a score here on the side of Nurgle's leftovers. Yep, he got the ball, and now he's just going to run in there and fall in the end zone. Well, that is just horrible luck for Seattle Slithers. Nurgle's leftovers is showing why they are in the lead. Certainly they... sorry, I am getting a little distracted here. Certainly, luck was on their side, but they also played it well in that they just kept massing with their undead, with their zombies. That's basically what zombies do. It's where they're effective. Lizardmen are, I think, playing well in that they are using their big guys to just knock gaps in the line so that the skinks can run through, but their luck has just been so horrible this entire season. They're just going to have to probably see this as a building season, and hopefully they will get some training in so they get some rerolls. So, alright, so here it's going to be kicked off, but as a perfect defense, oh my god, so that's another thing. Nurgle's leftover can be set up again in another legal defense. So, once again, luck goes in favor of Nurgle's leftovers against the Lizardmen. And, of course, the ball is going way back there. Probably the best thing, because it's turn 8, the Lizardmen cannot do anything to get the ball into the end zone. So probably the best thing for them to do is see if they can beat up some of these skeletons. And there the ball just drops helplessly. They're going to send one person back, give him a little bit of experience. Who is this particular skink? Is that the one from before? Oddchicks. You know, one problem that I fear as I read some of these names is that in trying to read them, I'm going to end up saying something really horrible or really dirty or really profane. Oh, and he's going to just eat them. Yeah, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Just smash up those lines. Smash up as many of those undead as possible. And, of course, the luck goes against them yet again. One of the Lizardmen knocked down during his own turn. It is a turnover, but it's not very likely that Nurgle's leftovers can do very much. They will probably just try to injure some of the Lizardmen as well. Oh, that was interesting. Tries to stand up and he just gets knocked down again. That Lizardman, that Saurus there is not going to allow him to get away with anything. And now they all go in for halftime for the Seattle Slithers to start trying to figure out what's going on with their luck and hopefully come back out and give a better showing. But at the moment, especially with Nurgle's leftovers are getting a few more people, and yeah, they're the Lizardmen, they're injured, are staying off. So it's just looking really bad for them at this point. And of course the ball's going to be kicked off to Nurgle's leftovers. So it looks like the number one team is really going to be holding their spot. What's sort of sad is that as a result of this, the Seattle Slithers may just remain in last. mostly due to to their bad luck. And a riot is taking place on the field. That is exactly what we like to see in a Blood Bowl game. As the saying goes, no blood, no foul. And if there's blood, all the better. And Sure Hands gets it. What is his name? The Thorgrim the Vanquisher. Oh, this is a different one. He's going to pass it off to Carrying Rider, something like that. And runs up to get behind one of his other players. So it looks like they're going to run through the left. Their mummies, meanwhile, are going to beat up on some of these lizardmen. But, here's something that the lizardman player did very smart here. You can, if you notice, he's got his 3 Saurus, but he's not got them on the line. He's got them back a little bit. This way they're a little more flexible. They're going to be able to switch over to the left. If they had been on the line, they'd be stuck there. Now, the Nurgle's Leftovers players might move up there and freeze them in place, but by having them back a little bit, they are flexible, and hopefully they'll be able to shift over there to their right, which is our left. And Olive Oil seems to be ambling along there. Call that one Olive Oil because they walk like the character from the Popeye cartoons. There we go, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Now the Sauruses were flexible; they could shift over to their right. Here, I'll get it over like that so you can see. And they're gonna try to stop. They're gonna try to plug this hole. Here comes another Saurus. Like they're raising their hands. My turn. And they're going to create a wall there. A lizard wall. Here comes the skink. Moving forward. Take down. Oh! That is a tough little guy. He just knocked down a skeleton, I believe. A zombie. Oh, and that big guy's going to just eat the other one's head. The zombie doesn't taste very good, though, I understand. So I don't exactly envy that Lizardman right now. Anyway, alright, so now they have a wall up, and the Nurgle's Leftovers are pinned up back there. Let's see if they can break through that wall. He is doing the Ministry of Silly Walks. I'm giving him a 3. It kind of looks like they're shifting over, almost like they're gonna get over for a pass, which the Undead usually is not particularly known for. Or maybe they're just gonna try to hold this Saurus in place. Hoa of Despair. I've heard his name a couple times, so it might be that they just recognize him as being a really good player. But it does seem like they're trying to do something over here on the right. I'm not quite sure, because like this zombie just kind of moved over there. Okay, now there's the mummies pushing forward. Where was I? Was still on the right. So, okay, they were clearly, creating a box over here. Brought the Lizardmen over to the left, and so now they're going to run over to the right. And they're going to hope for a clear run there. Now the Lizardmen are going to shift over there and try to create a wall on this side, but it is quite a ways to go. He's knocked the mummy back, but not far enough to open up their the Croxagore, I'll call him. That's the guy's actual name. So he's not freed up Croxagore to go over there. The skinks are the fastest, and they're having trouble getting over far enough. And now there's been a turnover as one of the Lizardmen knocked the opponent over, but knocked himself over at the same time. It is now Nurgle's Leftovers. They have a clear field. They're what is this? The ghoul is free to run up there, and they are going to create a wall there that creates a corridor for him to run through. And the mummies clearing away the I keep forgetting that, the skinks. And, in a fight between skink and mummy, I put my money on the mummy. And now he's going to create the corridor there for his ghoul to go running through. And here comes the ghoul. On the left, they're going to try to hold these, hold the lizardmen in place so they cannot come and help over here. So the ghoul will just have a free reign over here on the right. I mean, look at it. There's just nothing up there on their right to go after. The lizardmen are basically stuck way over here on the left. Do not have the time to get over there. Now they are going to do some damage. Once again, they can do some damage, but maybe a little bit late in the game for that to matter. And we are at the end of the season, so it won't really matter too much in upcoming games. And there goes a skink running up to cover the ghoul. Actually, that might be a bit important. And here comes one of the... Oh, another skink. Yeah, these skinks have been actually more active than I've ever seen them before. They are usually really weak and don't do a lot, but this time, except for carry the ball. And there goes one slipping on the ground. I guess his feet were too slick. Oh, and there he goes. He re-rolled it. It was a replay, and he did manage to get up to the ghoul. Oh, now, okay, he's probably out of reroll, so he's not going to get there. But however, by getting knocked over right there, he has created a barrier for the ghoul. So that ghoul is not going to be getting through the front. He is going to have to open a path there through these skinks, knocking one back, but there's still another one covering him. See if these... if this mummy can take down the Croxigor. I'm just going to call him, because I cannot pronounce Krokitka. Go ahead and put in the comments what his name is actually, how his name is actually supposed to be pronounced, and I'll try to use it in the future. Oh, and now the pass, the ghoul is trying to pass it beyond them. But instead he just spikes it. He's like, screw this, I'm just going to spike it behind me. The zombie doesn't know what to do with it. It just falls out of his hands, falls right in front of the white. But now it is the lizardmen's turn, so this may be a turnover. Seattle Slithers going to try to see what they can do, at least knock down some of these undead around there. They are going to do a combination blow there, knocking into the zombie and into the ghoul. Once again, the skinks are doing a lot. Now, they knocked him back in front of the ball. I don't think that was a very wise maneuver. It would have been better to get him over here and away from the ball, but they're going to be, they're going to be knocking them away from that ball, so at least they're going to keep... Oh, and here comes a foul! Oh, knocking the mummy right in the nuts, or where the nuts probably would have been. Siamtu the usurper killed, murdered while on the ground. Wow. But Colt Fick is sent off. I guess murder will, make you suspended from a game. But that's going to be at least the revenge. It's the Lizardmen may be taken out of this, but they're going to, they're at the very least going to get revenge as they go out. They're going to end as sore losers. And here comes, is the ball going to... it's a hot potato going in everybody's hands and falling back on the ground. It's going back over to the to the Seattle Slithers, and it's sitting there on the ground right where a skink can get to it. Knocked. That guy's going to feel that in the morning. And so he's knocking right into Crom. Now, you may remember Crom. Crom is actually a Skaven who was killed during one of the first games. But he was playing against Nurgle's leftovers. And the Lizardmen have the ball. The Lizardmen, the skink is going. He's free and open. Okay, real quick, back to Crom. He was a Skaven who was killed by Nurgle's leftovers. And so as a result, he came back as a zombie. And now he's in this game, and he just got knocked down. But what a turnover. What's his name? Zlipita. The skink has gotten the ball and is now only a few spaces away from a score. That must come as a great relief to the Lizardmen to finally get on this scoreboard. And one of them, the big guy, got knocked down as he tried to move past. So now Nurgle's leftovers have to get to that skink. Do they have the movement points for it? Well, they're going to knock into the skink there, get him out of the way. Gonna, yeah, knock that Lizardman down and out of the way so that it'll free up Thorgrim the Vanquisher to come down and try to stop him. But that's not going to be enough. He can slow down the blocker, but he is not going to slow down the runner. In fact, even if they got to the runner, unless they knocked him over. Oh, here we go. He's going to... And he gets tripped by the blocker. That is the use of... Carrion Grinder was badly hurt. There's no long-term effect, so there's probably nothing going to happen to him. But he did not make it to the ball carrier. That was his only hope. And now it is time for that for the Seattle Slither to go in there and claim a point. Seattle Slither won. It is tied up here. This could be anybody's game. There's still enough turns left that somebody could get a score. Oh, and poor guy just knocked himself in the head with that ball. But this could be a victory for the Seattle Slither. They might actually come back on this one. It's funny enough, each of the points have now been scored during the other team's half. The Seattle Slither scored during Nurgle's Leftovers half, and Nurgle's Leftover scored during Seattle Slither's half. So, the crowd is going wild in the stadium. This is actually a really exciting game. Oh, wait a second. It is turn 16. Okay, my mistake. Neither team does have a chance to win this. So we are going to wind up with a score of 1-1. I thought it was a little earlier here. The time has just slipped by. But, you know, hey, time flies when you're playing Blood Bowl. So now they're all just going to line up on the front here and probably just battle each other for... there's not going to be for any points, just purely to beat on each other as revenge. Nurgle's Leftover has some score to settle for one of their main players actually being killed, and the Seattle Slither just has anger issues because pent up because they had such bad luck during this season. Anyway, changing weather. It's nice weather, and so this particular game is going to end on nice weather. Let's see if somebody gets killed during this beautiful day. That's a punch to the face. He has to check his nails afterwards. Nails are good. Moving forward. Tom Vigor. Yeah, that's his name. Tom Vigor knocking back Oshtix. And the ghoul's running for it. Oh, he's going to pass it. Oh, he's going to knock himself in the foot. I see. He was going to try to pass it forward. It really wouldn't have mattered, though, because he's not going to have another turn. The game is going to be over. I suppose the Lizardmen might try for a score here, but really the only ones who could possibly get a score would be the Skaven at this point. So, yeah, probably best bet is just to get their angers out on whoever they see. And they're going to knock each other over. We end with the two biggest guys knocking each other over. Well, that is a really good way to end it. Zorpek Saurus is the MVP in the Seattle Slither. And Vergard Postmortem is who's a zombie. He is the MVP for Nurgle's Leftovers. They got 1 touchdown and 1 death. With 4 armor breaks. That's on the Nurgle's Leftover side, and on the Seattle Slither side, 1 touchdown, 0 deaths, 6 armor breaks, and 1 expulsion. But that went right along with a death. They murdered one of the undead guys. Although, what is it really when you're killing an undead person? You're not really murdering them because they're already dead. You cannot kill that which is already dead. So here are all of your stats. This was a pretty good one, actually. Went back and forth, and like I said, each side you scored during the other side's possession. Well, not really possession, but the side that the half that the other side was supposed to have the ball. Anyway, that'll do it for us here. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe to see more, and we'll come back and see other games and the results of this season's competition. Happy gaming, everybody.